Hello and welcome to Rise and Unwind. My name is Dan. We're that show that brings people from across the country to talk to us about things that can lift you up throughout the week and maybe let you unwind on the weekend. On this week's show, we got this.
And you can't forget about the guys either. So gifts for guys, my top gift idea.
All of that and more right here on Rise and Unwind. The holiday season is officially here, and I am super excited, which means it's time to get serious about gift shopping. So joining us live from Nordstrom, New York City flagship is Cui Zhang, Nordstrom's Associate Fashion Director. She's here to kind of share some tips to make your holiday shopping easier, more enjoyable, and most importantly, stress-free. Linda, welcome to the show.
Welcome, and thank you so much for having me, Dan.
You know, shopping during the holidays can get a little bit overwhelming. What's your advice for trying to keep it stress-free?
Absolutely. So come to Nordstrom where you can find gifts for everyone. Everything you need for everyone you love. We want to be your one-stop holiday destination. Whether it's stocking stuffers or wondrous gifts, we have gifts at a range of prices, including a big selection of gifts under $100. If you can't make it to our store yet, check out our online gift hub for inspiration. You can shop by category and find the best gifts for everyone on your list.
So do you have any go-to gift ideas for some of the loved ones that are in our lives?
Yes, of course. So many options for women in our lives. Give gifts that sparkle, the gift that shines now and she can wear forever. Go for a touch of shine with the holiday party bag like the Kurt Geiger that holds her essentials, or a pair of statement earrings from Bauble Bar for under $50. We like gifting sparkle from head to toe. Another idea, giving her the gift of warmth. We have soft cashmere sweaters in a rainbow of colors, cozy Ugg slippers, hostess home gifts in joyful brights. For a gift that's one size fits all, pick up a beauty gift that's wrapped and ready to go from Jo Malone or MAC. And you can't forget about the guys either. So gifts for guys, my top gift idea, a polished accessory that goes with everything in his wardrobe, a watch, a tie, a wallet, a new pair of loafers. We have a strong selection for every man's style. You can outfit him in sweaters, a warm jacket, a pair of Birkenstock claws. These are gifts he'll love because they're just so comfy. Gifts that smell good and travel well are also on my list for men. Melanin Gets and Human Race are two skincare brands that make great stocking stuffers. And kids, there's nothing more fun than shopping for kids this holiday season. Outfit them with bright, colorful puffers and fleece jackets and top it off with a festive knit hat to keep your little ones cozy and in style on the playground. Holiday books make great gifts and gives kids stories and traditions they can grow up with. And you can match back to mom and dad with patterned sweaters and cozy kid accessories. We have Uggs for kids as well. You can't go wrong with toys. Nostalgic gifts like Light Bright, lava lamps, or huggable plushies from Jellycat will help you check off everyone on your list.
So what else can shoppers expect from Nordstrom this holiday season?
So however you choose to shop with us this season, whether it's online, on our app, or in our stores, we're here to streamline your shopping experience. We hope to make holiday shopping easy, convenient with our services like gift personalization, speedy order pickup, free shipping, and that's just naming a few.
Linda, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and maybe even start shopping?
Of course. So you can discover all that we've chatted about today and so much more by visiting Nordstrom.com/holiday. We're excited to see you in our stores and we hope to see you soon.
Cui Zhang, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Caring for a loved one with a serious illness can be overwhelming, both emotionally and physically. But there's a specialized type of care designed to improve health and well-being for both patients and caregivers. Dr. William Logan, National Medical Director at Carelon Health, he's here to explain what palliative care is, how it works, and why it's such a valuable resource. Dr. Logan, thanks for joining me this morning.
And thanks for having me, Dan. I appreciate it.
So let's start with the basics. Can you explain to me what exactly is palliative care?
Palliative care is a medical specialty just like cardiology or neurology, except palliative care really focuses on the relief of suffering. And that relief of suffering can be in any disease process. Palliative care providers don't take over the care for folks. They come alongside your primary care provider and your primary specialist.
So when should someone consider choosing palliative care, and why is it important?
Dan, I would recommend it to anyone who is in the midst of any serious illness journey. So that can be an illness that is curable or incurable. And I would tell you that, in fact, a lot of the folks that we take care of transition off of our service at some point back into their regular daily lives and not on to end-of-life care, which is specifically hospice care. So anytime during an illness journey, that wraparound service that we provide from palliative care would be appropriate for someone.
So how is palliative care actually different from hospice care?
That's a great question, Dan, and a lot of people mix those two things up. All of hospice care is palliative care. So it's also focused on the relief of suffering, but it's specifically for end of life. Palliative care can be anywhere in the illness journey. So all of palliative care is not hospice care. So I would tell you that folks often, when they confuse those two, if they think that someone's recommending end-of-life care just because they said the word palliative, then they may miss out on some really great supportive care for their illness journey.
Can you explain what advanced care planning is and why that matters?
Another great question, Dan. I recommend advanced care planning to all of my patients, 100%, because advanced care planning is simply a process that you go through with your trusted health advisors. So your primary care physician can help you with it, your primary specialist can help you with it, or a palliative care provider. So advanced care planning simply allows you to dictate the details of your healthcare journey. So all of us have things that we would want or not want as a part of our healthcare journey. Advanced care planning simply allows you to state those things directly and document them on paper so that not only are your healthcare providers guided by that advanced care planning so that what you wish is respected, but also your family and your caregivers don't have to make those critical decisions or wonder what you wanted. So it supports them as well. So advanced care planning is just a great thing for anyone to do.
And caregivers often face a lot of stress. How does palliative care help them manage?
When palliative care is supporting the patient through the illness journey, they also support the caregiver. Caregivers suffer right along with the patient. And all of us know that. We've all at some level been a part of the care of a loved one with a serious illness. And we know that that causes suffering all the way across all folks involved in that process. So palliative care really gets in with the caregiver and provides them with that wraparound support too, so that they have the energy and the emotional strength to walk with that loved one through that illness journey too.
Dr. William Logan, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information?
Our website is carelonhealth.com/palliative care.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Dan.
You know, as the holiday season draws closer, many of us are searching for ways to host our gatherings stress-free while still trying to do that thing where we impress our guests. And joining us today is registered dietitian Amy Goodson. She's here to share her expert tips, time-saving tricks, and simple, nutritious recipes that hopefully help you entertain with ease. Welcome to the show, Amy. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
I was trying to rhyme there, but I stuttered through it, and we go with it. What is the best place to start when trying to plan at least any of these holiday festivities?
All right. So with the holidays fast approaching, my favorite way to start any party or family gathering is with delicious appetizers and small bites. And let me tell you, Dan, La Panzanella and Raincoast Crisps are your go-to crackers to elevate any appetizer, from charcuterie boards to dips and spreads. So let me tell you about them. La Panzanella Croccantini, which means crunchy little bites in Italian, which I love, offer bold, savory flavors like sea salt, rosemary, and cracked pepper. And then I also love Raincoast Crisps, because they deliver a satisfying crunch with the blend of nuts, seeds, and dried fruit. Flavors like fig and olive, cranberry and hazelnut, plus some seasonal favorites like pumpkin spice and rosemary raisin pecan make them perfect for the holidays. And what I really love is that both brands craft their products with simple, pantry-friendly ingredients that deliver both the delicious flavor and texture, making them the perfect complement to cheese, spreads, or whatever you can dream up. So you can find all the flavors of the crackers, plus some recipe ideas, at lapanzanella.com and raincoastcrisps.com, as well as look for both of them in the deli section at your local Whole Foods or grocery store.
So how do we stay ahead and try to be ready for anything that pops up this season?
So the key is to stock up on essentials and be prepared for the unexpected, whether that's an impromptu party or brunch, all the way to those overnight guests. So I love keeping Applegate Naturals frittata bites on hand. Not only are they a delicious breakfast option for your overnight guests, but they're a way to help you stay fueled all season long. So the frittata bites are the industry's first and only certified humane frozen egg bite. And they're all the things that people love: 100% natural, high protein, and they're made with real recognizable ingredients, including 2 of Applegate's best-selling items, chicken breakfast sausage and bacon. So these are a go-to staple for the holidays. Stock up on them in your freezer, and you can find them nationwide, both at Sprouts and at Whole Foods. And if you need to find another retailer near you, you can check out applegate.com.
All right, I'm always needing some help when I'm trying to do some of this entertaining. Do you have any tips to make it easier?
3 top tips. Number 1, plan your menu in advance to help reduce that holiday stress so that you're not running around last minute feeling frustrated. Number 2, opt for these simple staples like we're talking about today that provide tons of flavor and that are really delicious for people to enjoy. And then number 3, add color and nutrients with fruits and vegetables. A fantastic way to create a beautiful spread that everyone's gonna love.
All right, are we missing anything, or where can we go for more information and maybe even follow you on social media?
You can visit my website, amygoodson.rd.com, and follow me on Instagram at amyg.rd.
Amy Goodson, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Happy holidays.
You know, holiday shopping can be stressful, especially with fewer days to shop this season. But what if we had this magical thing called technology that could easily make it easier? So joining us today is tech expert Katie Linendoll, here to share how AI is transforming the shopping experience with new tools to help you find perfect gifts, great deals, and even product recommendations tailored just for you and maybe your friends. Welcome to the show, Katie. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's so good to be chatting with you, and it's so awesome that we're officially in holiday season. So I am thrilled to be partnered with one of my favorite brands, Amazon. And just like you said it, they are making shopping easier and more fun than ever using AI features, and 3 new AI features that you can use right now. This is so cool. They have an AI-powered expert, a shopping assistant called Rufus. They also recently launched AI shopping guides that help you research and shop product types, from TVs to running shoes to headphones. And last but certainly not least, if you've ever been out there in the wild and you see something that you love and you're like, where can I buy that? They now have Amazon Lens that allows you to snap a picture of anything, and Amazon will show you all the products right on Amazon.com, so you can actually pick them up. So awesome new AI features that, again, you can use right now. So they are not only making shopping fun and easy, but also innovating along the way.
So how is AI changing the way people shop online this holiday season?
It's crazy and it's awesome, and it's take it to use it is your advantage. And I want to start in the world of Rufus, because earlier this year, Amazon launched Rufus. This is their very own AI shopping assistant, and it's so easy to find. You can find it in the bottom right navigation on the Amazon shopping app, or the top left corner of the desktop version that we all use. And Rufus can answer questions, provide comparisons, make recommendations. And I have to share, for example, my mom, she's the hardest to buy for in the family. I come from a big family, and she was looking for a new electric mixer this holiday season for meal prep. I wanted this specific red one. I asked Rufus to find me a red one. He gave me this bite-sized comparison overview of what 10,000 customers said, and it just made it so incredibly easy. But even if you don't know what you're looking for, Rufus can also be awesome because you can say, I'm looking for gifts for my sister, I'm looking for gifts for my nephew. And they'll say, well, what are their interests? What are their hobbies? And then it'll help take you through an awesome amount of options. So AI-powered assistant named Rufus from Amazon, super cool technology.
A new friend named Rufus is always just going to remind me of Carlin from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So I'm excited for that. Can you tell us about AI-powered shopping assistants, like how Rufus is going to help shoppers beyond that?
Yeah, in addition to Rufus, so another really cool AI feature that you can use right now are AI shopping guides from Amazon. And this is really great technology because it puts insights right at your fingertips. So say, for example, you got a son who's looking for the latest headphones and you're like, I have no idea which one is the best one. The AI will pull up key features to consider and guide you to the best products. And you can find these on Amazon.com/AI shopping guides, or they'll automatically appear in search suggestions. So AI shopping guides make it so easy if you have no idea what you're looking for or no idea what questions to ask when you are shopping.
All right, what about like reverse image searching? How can you use that to make shopping a little easier?
This is so cool. So if you've ever been out there and you're at your friend's house and you see like their sofa and you're like, oh my gosh, that's an amazing sofa. Where did you get it? Or you see an ornament on your tree. You think it's funny. You want to buy it for somebody for Christmas. No problem. All you have to do is snap a photo of that product, and instantly on the Amazon shopping app, it's super easy to find. There's a little camera. You can actually see in Amazon Lens that product, and all the listings will come up on Amazon.com. So it's amazing to see anything that you want. Even if you're on Instagram or social media, you can also upload a photo. So you can snap it instantly, you can upload it, or if you have the product in front of you and there's a barcode, you can also snap a picture of the barcode. And again, all the products will come up, making it easier than ever to shop at your fingertips.
That's excellent. Katie, where can we go to try some of these new innovations? And also, where can we follow you on social media and keep up with what you're up to?
Thank you. Yeah, the first one's really easy. Katie Linendoll, follow me on social media. I always love to chat with my fans. And of course, now Amazon has made it so easy. You can use these features right now. So Rufus, Amazon Lens, AI shopping guides, they are all available to you. And so do your great shopping, but also make it easier than ever to find all the gifts, even for those people that are hard to buy for.
Katie Linendoll, you're one of my favorites. Thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
I appreciate it. Congrats on your new chapter. It's exciting stuff.
The holidays are here, bringing family gatherings, celebrations, and more time spent indoors. But with the season comes an increased risk of respiratory viruses like flu, COVID-19, and RSV. So staying healthy during the holidays is key, and vaccines do play an important role in keeping symptoms mild and avoiding some serious illnesses. So joining us today is Dr. Demetri Daskalakis, Director of the National Center of Immunization and Respiratory Diseases at the CDC, to kind of share what we need to know about protecting ourselves and our loved ones this holiday season. Dr. Daskalakis, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, as we head into the holiday season, what should people know about the risks of flu, COVID-19, and RSV?
Cause a lot of illness in people, and very often these illnesses mean that they have to go to the doctor's office, the emergency room, and in worst cases, be admitted to the hospital or the ICU. So these viruses circulate during this time of year, or start to circulate during this time of year, and we have ways to prevent some of the worst complications. And vaccines are one really important strategy because they really do, like what you said, take the risk from really high to low for severe illness. And that's why we say that people should really risk less and do more by making sure that they're up to date with their vaccines against these three viruses.
So what are some of the best ways to protect ourselves and our families from some of these viruses?
So I think using all the tools in the toolkit are really important, but really number one on that toolkit list is vaccines. We have vaccines against influenza, vaccines against RSV, and vaccines against COVID-19 that really take the illnesses from really severe to mild. Now, on top of that, you can do other things. Like if you're sick, you could think about getting treated. You could also make sure that you have good ventilation. I know you talked about being indoors, so maybe opening the window if the weather is good, or just trying to spend some more time outside. And then also other things that you can do like masks and again, like other things like testing to make sure that you stay safe. But definitely the one thing that we know is that folks who have their updated vaccines and are up to date don't have to see the doctor as much, don't have to go to the hospital, and don't have some of the severe complications of those infections.
So who should be getting the flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines right now? And when is it an ideal time to kind of get vaccinated?
Thanks for that question. So a big message right here is now is the time. Perfect time to get up to date with influenza and COVID-19 and also the RSV vaccine, which isn't an annual vaccine, by the way. It's one that you get one time, and I'll talk more about who should get them. So first, let's start with flu. So that one's easy. Anyone who's over 6 months of age should get a flu shot. Again, we know that that really keeps people from the worst complications of flu. COVID-19, pretty similar. If you're over 6 months of age, you should definitely get that updated COVID-19 shot. Also important is if you're over 65 or you have other reasons for a weaker immune system, we also recommend a second COVID shot later in the year, usually 6 months after the first one. And that's going to protect you for what happens later in the year. RSV, a little bit more complicated, but if you're over 75, we know that those are the folks who end up going to the hospital for RSV, so definitely get vaccinated. If you're over 60, you should consider the vaccine if you have underlying medical conditions or if you are living in a nursing home. And then lastly, in pregnancy, in that 32 to 36 weeks of pregnancy, getting the RSV shot is super important because it protects the newborn. So it's sort of the gift given from mom to baby. It provides antibodies against RSV, and that means that the youngest kids don't have to spend their holidays in the hospital or even worse in the intensive care unit.
So what's new about this year's flu and COVID-19 vaccines that people are, they should be actually aware of?
Well, so flu vaccines and COVID vaccines get updated at this point every year. So we really can think about what is going to circulate, what flu viruses are going to be around, what strains of COVID-19 are going to be around. And so the selections of what's in the vaccine to prevent these infections gets updated every year. So there's a new flu shot, and there's a new COVID-19 shot. And what we know from last year is people who had those updated vaccines were less likely to have to spend the holidays in the hospital.
So how do the risks of these viruses pretty much compare to the potential side effects of getting vaccinated?
Thanks again for that question. So I think, like we say, this is about risking less and doing more. Definitely, vaccines have side effects. They tend to be mild. I can tell you when I got my flu and COVID shot, my flu shot gave me a sore arm and my COVID shot gave me a sore arm that turned a little red the day after. So those are the more common side effects that we can see with those vaccines. Some people may also feel a little crummy for a couple of days. And by crummy, I mean they may feel tired or they may feel feverish or actually have a fever, but that tends to last for about a day. On the other hand, lots of people were hospitalized last year for flu and COVID. So actually about 500,000 people ended up being in the hospital for flu and over 900,000 for COVID. So definitely what I can tell you is that some people are going to have mild side effects from the vaccine. Those tend to be really short-lived. Very rare are more severe side effects of vaccine, but the side effects of COVID and influenza, those infections are real and present and something that we can prevent by getting vaccinated.
Thank you for all that. Where can our audience go for more information about these vaccines and trying to stay healthy this season?
Thanks for that question, too. So vaccines.gov is a great place to look. It tells you more about the three viruses, but also it points you in some directions for where to get the vaccine. And then also on the CDC website, cdc.gov/risk less, do more is also a great place to learn about respiratory season.
Dr. Demetri Daskalakis, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Parenting in the digital age comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to social media. While platforms like Instagram can help teens learn new skills, build some friendships, find support, they also raise some concerns for parents. So joining us today is Dr. Whitney Casares, a pediatrician, author, and mom, to share some tips on navigating these conversations and insights into Instagram's new teen accounts, which offer built-in protections to help families find that balance. Dr. Casares, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
What are some of the top 3 concerns that you often hear from parents about their kids using social media?
Yeah, parents are universally concerned about who their teens are talking to, about the type of content they're seeing, and about how they're spending their time. And Instagram's teen accounts actually address all of these concerns, which I'm excited about as a clinician because I hear about this day in and day out from parents.
And Instagram recently introduced teen accounts. Can you tell us about the built-in protections and how the parental supervision tools work?
Yeah, so teen accounts are a new experience for teens guided by parents, and they have built-in protections, like you mentioned, which allow teens to have limits on who they can talk to and what they can see, but also that give them new opportunities to explore their interests. Teens are actually automatically placed into these accounts by Instagram. We've had tens of millions of teens already placed into these accounts, and they have to ask their parents for permission if they're under 16 years old to make any of the settings less strict. Some of the built-in protections include private account settings. So this means that teens have to actually accept any new follower, and only their followers can see their content or can contact them. Sensitive content controls, which means that teens are placed into the strictest settings when it comes to sensitive material in places like the Explore page or on Reels. And then also having sleep mode enabled automatically, which means that notifications are silenced between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. and that there are auto replies to direct messages that they received. But we also know that there are some parents who want to have even more supervision and even more involvement with their teens' experience. So Instagram updated this feature to include things like being able to have more insights into who their teens are chatting with. Teens can't see individual messages, but they can see who teens have interacted with over the past 7 days. They can set total daily limits for their teens, and once teens reach this daily limit on Instagram, they're no longer able to access the app. They can have nighttime settings where the app is completely blocked during hours that parents specify. And they can also gain insights into the teen age-appropriate topics that their teens are exploring.
And conversations about social media tend to be tricky, especially with teens. What are some of the best ways to approach the discussions with these teens?
You're absolutely right. I mean, conversations with teens in general can be tricky. I find, though, that this is such an important topic that it's critical parents dive in, that they have ongoing conversations with their teens, and that they keep them as open and honest as possible. We know that that is important for digital well-being. This is a new era, a new space for teens and for parents. What I do find, which is super encouraging, is that the more teens and parents are able to have these conversations, the more reasonable teens are with their social media use, and the safer they are as well.
And I know there's protections for teens. Do you have any I guess, points in the app that could help out adults and they're dealing with some annoying exes?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but the teen accounts actually does have a full resource center for parents, which is vetted by experts in the industry when it comes to social media use. So that's a great place for parents to go so that they can find out more about how to have these conversations specifically and how to support their teens and give themselves more peace of mind.
All right, one more time, where can we go for more information? Not to say I'm talking from personal experience, I mean, but...
For more information, you can go to Instagram.com/teen accounts.
Dr. Whitney Casares, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thanks so much for having me.
Go to our website, riseunwindtv.com. We got books from some of the authors in limited quantities, and we will give those to you for free. All you got to do is pay for shipping. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.